less traveled. I don't know where we're at. All I know is that we are somewhere near the California-Nevada border, not too far from Mono Lake. Don't think this road has been traveled in quite a while, and if it has, certainly not enough to knock down the vegetation. As you can see, we've got grass that's almost as tall as my Jeep. But we're having a good time here, exploring the road less traveled. Sand, just tons and tons of dead, dry grass. One thing that one should take note of is not to stop at a spot where vegetation might be touching your vehicle. Because, as you probably know, the catalytic converter underneath gets very, very hot. And that, of course, can cause whatever's underneath, if it's in contact, to catch on fire. With all this dead, dry vegetation, I'm sure that would spread very quickly. So, just moving right along. Apparently have some very squeaky bushings on my control arm. Should probably grease them up. In fact, I should probably replace the grease fitting. That got completely ripped off on one of my outings. I used my control arms as sort of like a skid to slide down a rock face or a rock ledge. And I think it just kind of ripped the fitting right off. Therefore, I haven't been able to grease it in quite some time. And I think I'm starting to hear the repercussions of that. Giant pile of cow shit that I just drove over. Either that cow like was really backed up, or maybe there was a couple of cows in line that just crapped one after the other. That was like a mountain right there in the middle of the road. have some sort of dead forest ahead of us. Still alive up at the top of the hill, but everything below it, nothing but just the skeletons of trees. I wonder what could have caused that. Actually, I think I know what caused it. Wildfire. I'm looking around at just some of the surrounding vegetation around me, and you know, a bunch of dead branches and sticks. No trees, just what's left of bushes, and they all sort of have this black scarring to it. So if I can make a guess, I'd say wildfire came through here at some point. Just kind of wiped everything out. Spared that tree right ahead of us. Somehow managed to save that. I'm wondering how that happened. But this one, actually, that actually still has some dead, I guess you want to call those pine needles? Not really pine needles, but it's a pine tree of some sort. The foliage still had dead foliage on top. So it must not have happened more than a few years ago. Oh yeah, especially that one right there. That has a lot of dead foliage on it. Bit of a ravine, dry creek bed. Steep enough that I kind of touched my bumper to the trail. But not bad. I just a little tap. Hey, hold up, Bob.
Problem?
I don't know, Drew stopped.
That's a Lexus.
Well, you know, it is a Lexus. He stopped right before the creek, so he's probably checking it. He doesn't want to damage it.
Yeah, he might scratch the bottom.
All right, we're rolling.
He made it.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to continue filming this much longer. Maybe I'll wait until after the after this Forest of Death. That's what I'll name it. It's the Forest of Death. Nothing but death and despair. Even the vegetation around it is dead. Dry grass, dead bushes, black trees. That one fell over. kind of switchbacks. Another creek crossing. Alright, this forest of death was a lot longer than I expected, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Hope you enjoyed riding along with me on the road and less traveled.